Leo, I'm Ellie Rose with PsychicFuture.com and this is your horoscope from the 24th to the 30th of September. So we are moving out of Virgo season now. We just had the autumn equinox last weekend, so hopefully you got to do something nice and harvesty to celebrate that. And now we're moving into Libra season. So Libra season often gets a little bit muddled in terms of the stereotypes that we apply to it, and want to try and clear some of that up a little bit for the first week of Libra. So Libras are often talked about as being very charming. They like to dress well, they like to meet people, they tend to have lots of friends, and they're very good at talking, very good at presenting themselves. And this is because Libra is ruled by Venus, and Venus is the planet of love and relationships and beauty. And this is all kind of like external, whereas if you think about the symbol for Libra, it's the scales. It's all about balance, right? And this in turn is reflected in the autumn equinox, so the crossover into Libra season. So let's just break that down for a second, because I've just thrown a load of stuff at you there. So we've just moved from Virgo season, which is all about the end of summer. We've harvested our crops and we've kind of said goodbye to the light half of the year, and we are moving slowly into the darker half of the year. And the equinox is the time of the year when the days and the nights are of equal length. So this is the scales that we see in Libra. And this is almost like a gateway into the darker half of the year. The darker half of the year is the time of year where we would traditionally go inwards. This is the kind of metaphor and the theme of this time of year. This is because people wouldn't have had electric lights, so they would have had to go to bed early, and they would have done a lot of thinking and then had a lot of inner transformations because of that. Whereas when you're in summer, you're out with your friends, you're going to the beach, you're going to picnics, you're kind of doing all these external things, so you don't need to go within as much. You're not having as much kind of like thinking and inner guidance and wisdom coming up. So the scales and the equinox are like this tipping point that we have where we go within. So when you think about Libra, all of these things that I talked about before, where it's like the dress sense and the charming kind of demeanour and meeting people and art and beauty and music, all of these things are very external, which means that the scales aren't actually in balance. And if there's anything about Libra, if there's one thing you need to remember, it is harmony. So it's got to, for a Libra, it's all got to be balanced, it's got to be equality. So how can we like rebalance this? And this is kind of like the secret depth to Libra, which is that all of this external stuff that we're looking at should be a reflection on ourselves. So with this kind of appreciation of beauty, it's like you need to go within and find the beauty within yourself as well. And in particular with the relationships theme, it's like if you meet somebody and you think, wow, what a wonderful person, a lot of the times they're reflecting something that you like about yourself that perhaps you're not really letting yourself embody. So for you, Leo, perhaps you might meet somebody who's really creative and out there and really confident and like loud, and you think, wow, I think that person is awesome. Do you have those same qualities in yourself? I'm sure that you probably do. And are you allowing yourself to be them 100%? And if you're not, a lot of the time you might either kind of like want to romantically get involved with that person because you're seeking the things that are missing within you, or perhaps you might even feel a little bit jealous if you're feeling down, and you might think, wow, I wish I was like that. A lot of the time it's this mirror effect that actually you do have that stuff within you, you just need to let yourself be it. So this is known as projection in psychology. A really famous psychotherapist, Carl Jung, talked about this a lot, you might have heard of him. And it can be done with negative things as well. So if you ever meet someone and you think, wow, they're so annoying, it happens to all of us. So perhaps what they're doing is something that you don't let yourself do. So, if they're really loud and you think, wow, they're so loud, why don't they give someone else a turn? Then is that because perhaps you censor yourself a little bit too much and you don't allow yourself to be as loud as you want to be? And that's why you're having this like negative projection. So this is Libra season in a nutshell, really. It's like, what is the outer saying about the inner? So what things can you learn about yourself as a person from looking around you, from the connections that you have with people, from the things that you see and appreciate in the world, what things you find beautiful. These are all a reflection of what you have inside of yourself. So that is a really important theme to try and get your head around this week, because Libra season is this tipping point into the going within, and we need to try and embody these things that we're not letting ourselves embody so that we can become more whole. So yeah, ask yourself some questions this week. What do I like about other people? What does that say about me? Do I let myself be that a little bit more? And what do I not like in other people? And perhaps I need to allow myself to feel that as well, because it's all part of being human. So I'm going to pull you a tarot card. I've got these lovely little miniatures that I got myself for my birthday. And yeah, let's have a card for Leo this week. Woo! Exciting times for Leo, apparently. Okay, what's this one? The Knight of Wands. Okay, so, oh no, it's the Knight of Swords. Sorry, these are really tiny. Okay, the Knight of Swords. You need to move forwards with some idea. Perhaps this might be that you have had some project that's been on the back burner. Perhaps you have been wanting to ask somebody out. Perhaps you've been wanting to do some writing. Perhaps you've been wanting to just move forwards in some way, or even like change your mind. Perhaps you've been wanting to plan a trip. Just some sort of like action that has been stuck in your head now needs to come out this week, because it can be successful if you just have confidence in yourself and you're very brave in your ideas, and you think, okay, well, maybe I'm a little bit worried about that, but as soon as I start moving forwards, then I will pick the confidence up as I go. So yeah, really go for it this week, this is telling you. So yeah, have a lovely week, Leo. I hope to see you next week, and much love.